Okay. I've been screwing around with the volume trying to get it louder, and it's not really working. I got the worst freaking phone that money can buy. It was at Walmart. It's a TCL, and I suggest nobody buys it. It's absolute junk. But in any event, it works for this. And video tonight is about it's about what a disaster Biden's been. And I think the only reason that nobody's pushing for impeachment or make him disappear is because Harris would be worse. You got to remember that she was the absolute least wanted Democrat candidate in the primaries, because in her home state elections she got less than 1%. She was not able to raise $100,000. She was the first one to drop out. She had no support. But for whatever the reason, the DNC, Democrat National Committee, wanted her someplace, because when, like, Tulsi Gabbard, who actually made sense, one of the few people in the entire field that made any sense whatsoever, who could have stepped into Trump's shoes and we would not have a goddamn disaster, she was forced out. You had that idiot from Vermont, whatever his name is. I can't even think of his name. He's such a fucking idiot. He held on to the end, but he got forced out and supported Biden. But Harris was the first one out because she had absolutely no support. But having no support whatsoever, she got put on the front list, and she got to debate Biden with the top contenders. And Tulsi Gabbard and the rest of the people that actually made a little bit of sense, they got the second debate, and nobody saw them. And in that big-time debate, she accused Biden of being a rapist and said that she would have prosecuted him for the woman that claimed that Biden raped her, which is interesting in the fact that when she dropped out, she just disappeared off the face of the earth, and then a few months later, he picked her for vice president. So my guess is nobody's saying impeach Biden right now because they know that Harris would be worse. And everybody knew that Biden was no damn good. It only proves the fact that the steal is real. And here we are. Now he's forcing the military to take a vaccine, or they're going to be considered AWOL. I hope half the military walks away. I mean, there's a lot of people, including my son, that said I took vaccines. I don't even know what I was taking. They just said line up, and we took the shots. And that was just in basic training. That was in whatever it was, before they even got to basic training. Sign up, get the shots, and that's it. But now everybody knows what the hell's going on. And I hope at least half the military says, screw you, and walks off and goes AWOL, because there's nothing they can do with those numbers. If a third said, screw you, there's nothing they can do about it. The administration says that 60% took the shot, and outside sources say it's closer to 30 to 40%. So split the difference, say it's 50%. 50% of the population does not want to take the shot. What are you going to do about it? I'm not taking it. And you want to come after me? Fucking go for it. I'm an old guy. I probably won't be too much of a fight, but maybe I will. Maybe I'll take a few damn with you. But so be it. Whatever happens, happens. I'm cool. How the military can even support anything Biden has to say or orders or what any. It's time for the NCOs. It's time for the rank, anybody, the captains, the sergeants, to start questioning things. Now is the time. They completely. God only knows what's going to happen when the last planes full of troops only leave Afghanistan? They're going to be sitting ducks. You think a C-130 has any kind of freaking anything to it's not a B-52. It doesn't have anti-missile defense. It doesn't have jamming defense. It doesn't have anything like that. It's a cargo plane. You know, so when that thing takes off, it's a sitting duck, and it's a slow sitting duck. Nothing's gonna stop it from getting shot out of the sky. And if that happens, I hope the military wakes up and says, "Hey, you know what? You're not our fucking. You're nothing. Joe Biden, you are nothing. Kamala Harris, you are nothing." I hope there's a military coup. I hope they put some order in this thing. I hope they go to the border. I hope they get their act together, and the soy boys that are testifying in Congress on how make binary people fucking more feel better about life in the military and feel welcome when they join. I hope they're the first ones fucking kicked out. I hope it's the lower levels that rise up and throw the top brass out the fucking door, because the top brass is not worth a goddamn anything. They come up with a plan to remove the military first, have everybody extract out of a civilian air force, out of a civilian airport instead of a military air base that's hardened, that nobody's going to get into, that's totally safe. They pull all the military out and then say, go there, go to Kabul, it's all good. You got to be kidding me. The only way that could have happened is if Hunter was in charge of the negotiations and money went to the big guy. I mean, this is horror. This isn't even science fiction. This is beyond anything that anybody could come up with. This can't even be considered reality. And if the military goes along with this and supports the president, and if somebody walked up with a gun and put it to Biden's head, and Secret Service pulled their guns out, and the shooter said, "Hey, listen, you can all die for this idiot, or you can walk away," God, I bet you $100 to anybody that the Secret Service would be like, "Sorry, Joe, see you fucking later. See you on the other side," and let the guy get shot. Because I can't see anybody supporting this idiot. I can't see anybody taking a bullet for Pelosi, for Schumer, for Harris, for any of these fucking idiots. They're all selling us down the goddamn river, and they're all getting rich. You know, I mean, it goes back to how the fuck did Biden start off with $1.3 million in value when he became president? And that was mostly because of a house that was a gift from a guy who needed to stay at a fucking prison, a builder, and gave him the house, gave him the lot next door, and that was Obama's net worth. And then Obama let him fucking ride, and he wound up in prison anyway. And Obama ran for Senate, and Obama ran for president, and rest is history. And now he's got a $10 million place in Martha's Vineyard, and believe it or not, I stayed basically right across the pond from him, and where his place is, and it's a very nice place. Martha's Vineyard is a beautiful place. It's a great place to go. But how he wound up with a $10 million place up there, and because of a book deal, hey, you know what? Fuck you. If you're that good with money, why is the budget so fucked up? Why are we so in debt? So, fuck all these people. It's time to stand up. There is no law. Figure it out. The only reason there's a law is because people abide by it. And if you fucking take days off to get your car inspected, you're a goddamn fool, because there is no law. There is no law saying get your car inspected. You want to take days off to do whatever the fuck you got to do, you're a fucking fool, because there is no laws. Because you can go to another place and you can shoot a cop, and guess what? There's people that'll bail you out. You can burn down buildings, and you know what? No goddamn repercussions. You can do anything you fucking want. Therefore, there is no law. And when people figure this out, they figure it out. And until then, people will still say, well, what should we do? What should we do? Well, you know what? Stop following the fucking law. Stop playing by the goddamn rules. The rules don't apply. If you're going someplace that's not really that groovy, carry a fucking gun. And if it's against the law, well, guess what? The fucking asshole that's going to come after you probably doesn't have a license to carry that gun either. So carry it anyway. You're on the cop side. You're on the right side. Fucking do what you got to do. Anyway, I've been, long story short, my wife had a heart attack. She had surgery. She's great. Everything's good. Don't need any prayers. We're all fine. But I've been home for the last couple days, and I've had time to watch YouTube, and I've watched the news, and I've watched what's going on, and I'm on a fucking tear. So you all have a good night.